It is one of the most fascinating aspects of President Trump's relationship with Kim Jong-un.
North Korea has tremendous potential.
His fascination with turning Kim's hermit kingdom into a public paradise.
It's a great location, as we used to say in the real estate business.
On Wednesday, President Trump once again maintained his optimism, not only that a nuclear deal with Kim is there for the taking, but that there is a pot of gold at the end of the rainbow if he and Kim can strike their grand bargain.
This could be one of the most unbelievable, if you look at a country in terms of upside, this could be one of the most unbelievable experiments ever, North Korea.
Trump has previously gushed about the potential for a North Korean economic boom if Kim's regime makes a deal with the U.S., striking the tone of a New York real estate magnate.
They have great beaches. You see that whenever they're exploding their cannons into the ocean, right? So I said, boy, look at that beach. Wouldn't that make a great condo?
Once, he even showed Kim Jong-un a video in Korean showing how fabulous the future could be for a nuclear-free North Korea.
I think he loved it.
But analysts say while Kim does want to see his economy improve, there's a limit to what the supreme leader will tolerate.
That brighter future means the economic development that the president touts. With economic development comes information, and that is what is going to undermine his legitimacy. And a brighter future for the Korean people in the North is really a dual threat to Kim Jong-un.
Could the path to a nuclear agreement have been cleared by the firing of National Security Advisor John Bolton? Trump says it was a mistake for Bolton to have angered his North Korean friend by suggesting North Korea could meet the fate of Libya and its former dictator Muammar Gaddafi, who turned over his nuclear material to the U.S. only to see the U.S. help bring him down.
When he talked about the Libyan model for Kim Jong-un, that was not a good statement to make. You just take a look at what happened with Gaddafi. That was not a good statement to make, and it set us back.
Here's what Bolton said in a network interview last year.
Is it a requirement that Kim Jong-un agree to give away those weapons before you give any kind of concession?
I think that's right. I think we're looking at the Libya model of 2003, 2004.
North Korea called that a sinister move, called Bolton a, quote, warmonger and a human defect.
And I don't blame Kim Jong-un for what he said after that. And he wanted nothing to do with John Bolton.
The Libya model terrifies dictators like Kim Jong-un.
When internal problems arose in Libya, the United States and others were not standing behind the Gaddafi regime. And as a result, Gaddafi ended up going out in a really horrible way. So for dictators, the message there is that nuclear weapons are a deterrent.
Are there any Democrats debating tonight that you actually respect?
I respect all of them.
All of them?
I respect everyone. Let me tell you, it takes a lot of courage to run for office. I respect all of them. See that? I'm getting to be much better as a politician. You never thought you'd hear that answer.
Who do you think your strongest opponent is?
I think, look, they all have their weaknesses and their strengths. I think that they're very different. You certainly have a lot of different voices up there, but it would look to me like it would be Elizabeth Warren, and it looks like Joe maybe will be able to get there, maybe not, I don't know. And certainly Bernie is there, he's number 3, but I think that's because they're so far in the lead, the 3 of them. And if you remember, I'm sure you forget my Republican primaries, but I went to the lead at the very beginning and stayed there. It's, if you don't make a really major mistake, he should be able to make it. I would imagine Biden would be able to make it if he doesn't make any major mistakes. We'll see what happens.
A 10-month suspended sentence and a €10,000 fine. That's what a Parisian court handed down today, Issa, in the case revolving around the Saudi crown prince's sister, Hassa bin Salman. Now, back in September of 2016, a craftsman who'd been employed to carry out work in her home here in Paris says that she had believed at one point that as he tried to take photographs of the room in which she'd been asked to do some work, she had believed he was trying to take photographs of her, that this famously secretive princess had then ordered her bodyguard to beat him and hold him hostage for several hours. In the end, the verdict delivered today went further than what the prosecutors had been looking for, but it was delivered without the princess being in court. Since what happened in those early days just after the allegations were made by the craftsman is that she was taken in for questioning, but very quickly released even before being heard. Now, her lawyer says that she will be appealing that decision and spoke today of her incredulity at receiving it. Issa.
Good day, everyone, and welcome to the peak of the Atlantic hurricane season. We are monitoring not one, but 3 tropical disturbances across the Atlantic Ocean. One that is newly formed just off the west coast of the African continent. Another tropical disturbance that's well east of the Leeward and Windward Islands, but the more immediate threat will focus in with our satellite imagery. According to the National Hurricane Center, this disorganized area of showers and storms across the southeast Bahamas has a 90% probability of some sort of tropical development over the next 5 days. Here we go again, right? Latest information from the National Hurricane Center, 30-mile-per-hour winds near the center of circulation, higher gusts nearing 40 miles per hour, and there are now tropical storm warnings across the same areas that were ravaged just 2 weeks ago from Hurricane Dorian, including Grand Bahama and into Abaco Island. We also now have tropical storm watches hoisted along the southeast coast of the United States from the Space Coast of Florida southward into Jupiter Inlet. Now here is the projected path, the forecast cone that we refer to so often. We do expect some strengthening going forward. Let me reiterate, this will not be a large storm surge or wind threat for the northern Bahamas, but of course we do not want to experience even tropical storm force winds and heavy downpours after what took place 2 weeks ago. Now exactly where the storm is going to go, we still have all cards on the table. A lot of model consensus trying to come together along the Florida coastline, but does it stay off the coast or does it move inland? Those are 2 major factors that will impact how this storm plays out over the coming days. Well, one thing's for sure, tropical storm force winds and heavy rain through the weekend along the Florida coast and eventually into the Carolinas, as well as the coastal areas of Georgia. We'll keep you ahead of the storm. I'm CNN meteorologist Derek Van Dam. Stay safe, everyone.